The universe contains a hidden geometric blueprint that repeats infinitely from the quantum realm to the cosmic expanse. This ancient pattern exists in plain sight, in the human body, throughout nature, and possibly even within consciousness itself. This is Third Eye Wisdom. Today's journey explores one of the most profound mysteries of existence, the fractal nature of our universe. This is the hidden pattern that connects all things, from DNA molecules to the cosmic web of galaxies. Ancient mystics intuited this knowledge thousands of years ago. Today, modern science is finally catching up. The mathematical fabric that weaves all existence together transcends the apparent separation between objects and beings, the sacred geometry of fractals. At the heart of reality lies a pattern so fundamental that it transcends the physical and spiritual divide. Mathematicians call these patterns fractals, infinite complexity emerging from simple principles, creating self-similar patterns across different scales. The ancients recognized these patterns in the sacred geometry they incorporated into their temples and art. They understood intuitively what mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot formalized in 1975, that these recurring patterns are the universe's fingerprint. The Mandelbrot set, perhaps the most famous fractal, demonstrates infinite complexity emerging from a simple equation. Zooming in anywhere reveals new worlds that mirror the whole yet express uniquely. As above, so below, Hermetic texts. Consider how a tree's branches reach toward the sky while its roots extend below ground. Both systems display remarkably similar branching patterns despite growing in opposite directions and different environments. Similarly, the dendritic pattern of river systems viewed from above mirrors the branching pattern of lightning in the sky. The intricate networks below and above follow the same fundamental organizing principles, despite existing in entirely different realms. Fractals aren't just mathematical curiosities, they're the universe's most efficient design solution, balancing order and chaos in perfect harmony. This efficiency explains their prevalence throughout nature. The golden spiral and living fractals. Before examining specific examples of fractals in nature, it's important to understand one of the most significant mathematical patterns in the universe, the golden spiral. This special spiral is derived from the golden ratio, approximately 1.618, a proportion found throughout nature and considered aesthetically perfect in art and architecture. The golden spiral expands by a factor of the golden ratio with each quarter turn, creating a growth pattern that maintains the same shape at any scale. Unlike a regular spiral that grows at a constant rate, the golden spiral's unique expansion creates a sense of harmony and balance that the human eye finds particularly pleasing. Nature isn't just inspired by fractal geometry and the golden spiral. Nature embodies these patterns in physical form. The Romanesco broccoli displays each spiraling bud composed of smaller, identical buds, creating a three-dimensional expression of the golden spiral. This growth pattern follows precise mathematical principles. A fern unfurls with each leaflet, forming a perfect miniature of the entire frond, which itself mirrors the branch it grows from. This exemplifies how complexity arises from simple repeating instructions. Shorelines and coastlines reveal fractal properties that fascinated Mandelbrot himself. Look at a jagged coastline on a world map, then zoom in to a regional map, then to a local beach. The same level of complexity and similar patterns appear at each scale. This coastline paradox demonstrates how measuring a coastline's length depends entirely on the scale of measurement due to its fractal nature. Mountain ranges display self-similarity across scales. The silhouette of an entire mountain range viewed from a distance has statistically similar features to a single mountain viewed up close, and even to a small rock from that mountain examined in detail. River systems form classic branching fractals. When viewed from satellite imagery, create dendritic patterns that repeat at multiple scales. Each tributary branches into smaller streams, which themselves branch into even smaller creeks, creating a vast network structured by the same mathematical principles. The human body follows this architecture as well. Lungs branch fractally to maximize oxygen exchange. Neural networks form fractal connections enabling complex processing. The circulatory system branches from the heart like a river system, nourishing every cell in the body. The water molecule, H2O, creates hexagonal crystalline structures when frozen, manifesting as snowflakes with six-fold symmetry. Each arm contains smaller crystalline forms that mirror the whole, creating unique expressions of the same underlying pattern. DNA coils in a double helix that itself coils around proteins called histones, then coils again into chromatin fibers, and finally into chromosomes. A fractal hierarchy of spirals holding the code of physical existence. These aren't coincidences or separate phenomena. They're expressions of the same underlying pattern, a fundamental language of formation. Cosmic patterns. At the cosmic scale, the pattern persists in remarkable ways. The distribution of galaxies forms a vast cosmic web that mirrors the neural networks in a brain. Clusters of galaxies connect through filaments, creating a structure that resembles the mycelium networks beneath the forest floor. Spiral galaxies, like our own Milky Way, often display arms that approximate the golden spiral. The way stars and cosmic dust arrange around the galactic center follows mathematical patterns. Similar to those seen in nautilus shells and hurricanes, Saturn's rings reveal fractal structures upon closer examination, with larger gaps containing smaller gaps that themselves contain even finer structures. This self-similarity across scales suggests that fractal organization applies to planetary systems as well. Even the boundaries of black holes display fractal properties, suggesting that the laws governing the smallest scales also govern the largest. Some cutting-edge physicists now propose that space-time itself might have a fractal structure at the quantum level, that the fabric of reality might be infinitely complex at every scale, similar to consciousness. What the ancient mystics understood intuitively, science is now demonstrating empirically. Patterns of organization appear consistently across vastly different scales of existence. The fractal mind. Perhaps the most profound manifestation of fractal reality exists within the human mind. The brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others in networks that display remarkable fractal properties. Networks within networks within networks. When neuroscientists measure brain activity during meditation, they discover patterns that repeat at different timescales, what's called scale-free dynamics. These patterns become more coherent and harmonious in deep meditative states. This suggests something extraordinary, that consciousness itself might exhibit fractal properties. Thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and sense of self could be emergent properties of these infinitely complex fractal patterns. Even life decisions follow fractal patterns over time, from momentary choices to life-changing decisions. Awareness of these patterns may offer insights into decision-making processes. Ancient practice of meditation may be understood as a way of aligning personal consciousness with universal patterns. Applications of fractal knowledge. Understanding the fractal nature of reality has practical applications across many fields. Medical researchers use fractal analysis to detect abnormalities in bodily systems by identifying breaks in natural patterns. Cancer cells, for instance, often show disruptions in the fractal patterns found in healthy tissue, offering new diagnostic possibilities. Architects design spaces using fractal principles to create environments that feel naturally harmonious to inhabitants. Sound therapists work with fractal tones that mirror the mathematical harmonies found throughout nature, potentially affecting physiological states. Music that incorporates fractal patterns often feels intuitively pleasing to listeners. Computer scientists use fractal algorithms to generate realistic landscapes, cloud formations, and plant life in digital environments. The procedural generation of terrain in video games often relies on fractal mathematics to create natural-looking worlds. Environmental scientists could apply fractal understanding to create more effective conservation strategies. By recognizing the fractal interconnectedness of ecosystems, more holistic approaches to environmental protection can be possible. By understanding that human systems are part of larger patterns, not separate from them, new approaches to technology and social organization become possible. Designs that work with these patterns rather than against them often prove more sustainable and effective. This knowledge has both theoretical significance and practical applications for living in greater alignment with natural systems. The study of fractals reveals profound insights about the nature of reality. It suggests that the boundary between science and spirituality may be more permeable than once thought. That complexity emerges naturally from simple principles, repeated with consistency. Most significantly, it indicates that everything is connected, not as an abstract concept, but as a mathematical reality. The pattern that forms a snowflake relates directly to the pattern that forms a galaxy. Every person exists as an integral part of this infinite pattern. From the geometry of DNA to the neural pathways in the brain, to the choices that create a life's trajectory. Humans are living fractals, expressions of the universe in conscious form. The tree, the lightning bolt across the sky, the pulse of blood in veins. These aren't just objects to be observed. They're manifestations of the underlying pattern of all creation, windows into the mathematical blueprint of existence itself. The fractal perspective offers a profound way of perceiving the world, where separation is revealed as an illusion and connection becomes the fundamental truth.